Misty John Paranormal, do you hear things? Do you see things? Is your house, home, place of work haunted? Do you see spirits, or is it all in your head? This is a really important subject, and it's more important than you think, so stay tuned, because we've got to understand, first of all, what happens if we get it wrong. If we look at one of the cases where they brought in a big television company, they come in, they set up the cameras, they do a big investigation. That investigation disappeared without giving this couple the answers that they wanted or needed. Can't do anything, disappear. And then on the television, they then put, and on the internet, they then put the fact that their place is haunted by demons and all these nasty spirits, and they don't come out with a solution. Now, there are fakers like that will come out and pretend to clear the demons from the house. Some of them even say, well, we've managed to sort of hold them off, but they might come back. All these things are very, very frightening, and they can really take their toll on people's lives. In the one I'm thinking about, the family split up. He lost his wife, his children, and ended up in the house on his own, and asked for help from Real Paranormal Group. Now, that's great, but it's took so long, and it really is still ongoing. And you think, I don't want to be in that position, obviously, and I hope that all of you agree. You don't really want to be in that position. So what you're wanting to do is make sure that you don't fall for these con artists, these tricksters, the ones who are faking paranormal, because they can make it all so much worse. And it may not be true. It may just be some of the things we're going to discuss now. So what sort of things can make us hear things, see things? Now, unfortunately, certain medicinal things that we put in our bodies, especially if they're for cancer treatments, and they're so toxic, you can imagine, or you can't imagine how much it does to the brain. It really can take its toll on what your brain, your head, this complicated mass of connections is doing. And just a couple of little flicks and tweaks here and there, and all of a sudden your brain's thinking it's seeing all sorts of things. And it has been proven that some of these chemicals, certainly the chemotherapy and things like that, can have untold effects on you hallucinating and seeing things and feeling things as well. You think that they've touched you, and it isn't. It's just your brain playing tricks on you. So certainly that's the first thing I would say. People who really want help, I would hope, would come to a Real Paranormal Group, so that they can try and come in and investigate the things that they are really good at. Some of them are really good at the bioscience side, and some of them actually know a hell of a lot about what these tablets and chemicals can do to your body. Oh, I know that one, and especially if they're from that sort of side of work. And they're very, very good at being able to tell you, look, I know you're seeing these, but there's a good chance that particular tablet you're taking there has an effect on you. In that very same act, if you open up the IFU that comes with it, it may even tell you in there, may cause hallucinations. So that's the first point of call, I would say. Go to the IFU, if you're taking any tablets and you're seeing things, have a look at the tablets first and see whether it says in there, may cause hallucinations. Very important first trick there before you start going to people who are real paranormal people who can come and help you with that particular side of it. So what's the second way? Well, the second way, if you're that you can do this, is certainly try and get people in who know the other side is, so not the tablet side, but perhaps the central heating. Yeah, there are lots of people out there who do real paranormal sessions, and they're actually ex-plumbers and ex-electricians. Plumbers and electricians, believe me, are very, very good at their job on the whole, in that they can tell you whether that sound that you're hearing sounds exactly like a particular issue with your central heating. That click sounds like you're actually hearing the click from the central heating, or the click from the fridge freezer. That type of fridge freezer I've known to make a certain type of noise, and it sounds just like the one you're mentioning. So these people who know electrical and the plumbing side of things are very, very important. Now, you can go straight to them, or you can go to like I said again, the paranormal group will have lots of people who include the plumbing side of things and the electrical side of things. So try and look at things yourself first. Again, I would always try and look at it yourself, try and debunk it yourself, and then think, okay, if I can't, get someone in who's pretty good at doing that type of investigation. We're not looking at spiritual investigations yet. We're looking at what's around. We're trying to debunk it and say, look, these things can make give you a lot of issues. Then what we can do then is we try and look at what we should be doing is looking at what is your state of mind at the minute. If you're really, really depressed, if you've got lots of mental issues, and you're willing to say, look, I know I'm hearing things and seeing things, but I am really stressed, and there are a lot of things going on in my life that maybe I am a little bit I've got a little bit of paranoia around me now. I'm sort of really shaking from that divorce or split up or separation, or somebody's done something or said something that's really got you riled, and your mental side is just a little bit fragile. We should always take that into consideration. So if you're thinking that you're seeing things, the next thing to do, apart from the medication side and the physical side, such as the plumbing and the electricity, is to start thinking honestly. And we have to be honest here, guys. It's very easy to sit here and say, I'm okay, I'm fine. I've got no mental issues whatsoever. The hardest thing with this section is sitting down with yourself and saying, I have an issue. Is that causing what I'm hearing or seeing? Do I have to get help on a physical side for this anxiety, depression, for this mental state of mind first? And the answer for paranormal groups would be to say yes. You first of all need to clear up that side of it. And then when you've cleared up that side of it, if you've done the other things I've just said, you can then come to a paranormal group and say, perhaps one of you can help me. Perhaps I have got a spiritual presence around. And most people who really, really want to help you, the real paranormal people, won't just dive straight in there and do lots of investigations and say, oh, you've got a demon, oh yeah, we'll try and we'll get an exorcist round, or we'll wave a bit of white sage around and they'll go. Because all that is fun and entertainment for the television, and it's probably 99.9% total fake. What you really need to do is go and find a real paranormal group that can try and find something that suggests actually what you're seeing and hearing. They can prove you are seeing and hearing, and they've seen it or heard it themselves, so that they can say, yes, I think that they're right, or no, I think you're wrong. You're saying it's happening every day. When we've been there, nothing's happening. So either it's just connected to you and doesn't want us around, or it's another issue that should be one of the ones we've just mentioned. So always people like us will always come to you and say, we'll look at the mental fragilities, we'll look at the what you're taking medicinal wise, we'll look at the water, we'll look at the heating. There's certain things like me, certain things I can do and certain things I can't do. So sometimes, or quite often, you'd have to go to one or two groups with certain skills in them. Ask them their skills and they'll come in. But a lot of people don't. A lot of real paranormal groups don't come in. And the reason is because you're sat there thinking, help, is my house haunted? They know what the fragilities are of coming in and saying, sorry, but it's complete. It's not true. It's the heating system. It's clearly the glug glug of the pipes. And you suddenly start realizing that perhaps some of those people who, like yourselves for watching this, do like and subscribe, please. Your belief system then drops, and the one thing that the real paranormal group doesn't want to do is destroy your belief system. Because if you don't have the belief system in spirits, one thing that can happen is you start getting panic attacks over death, and it's not a good thing. So we would all say, as certainly me as Mystic John Paranormal, I would say, it's actually quite dangerous to start bringing in people and sort of definitively prove that spirit is existing, that the things are there, because there's always the risk that it isn't something, it isn't a spirit, and then if it isn't, that could affect your health even more. So that's why a lot of real paranormal groups won't come in and won't entertain home visits. But some will, and if you say, look, I know what the risks are, I know if you come in and say that it's the pipes or the electrical system, my belief may sort of hit back at me, but I'm willing. I want to actually find out what it is or what it isn't, and then you can perhaps convince them that you're not going to be getting these panic attacks. I will still believe. Hopefully you will, but there's too much of a risk for a group coming in a lot of the time, because that risk is huge, and the downside of it is really massive. So, help, is my house haunted? Well, you can be looking at it from straight away from a spiritual point of view, but please don't. There's always the side. Try the medication first. Have a look at the IFUs. Make sure that they don't cause hallucinations. Because if they cause hallucinations, you could be hearing things as well. And there's lots of medicines like that, an awful lot that you don't realise. In that little small print, it says can cause hallucinations. Take that into consideration. I would never say stop taking it, because obviously it's been given to you for a reason. And I'm not a medic, so don't take it as go to stop it. However, you have to consider it, and perhaps then you can say, look, I think it may be this tablet I'm taking, but I'd just love to know if someone else sees it or hears it. Could you come in and just clarify whether it is the tablets or whether it is? And they'll probably laugh along with you, and by all means, you think it's the tablet, I'll come in and have a look for you, love, and we'll put some locked off cameras in, and we'll see if we capture it. Don't ever stumble straight into this trap of thinking my house is haunted because you've heard something or seen something. It's really important. Been on for far too long now. But it's really important, and that's why I've stayed on talking about it. You really need to make sure that you've covered everything that it can be, and if you can't, because you're not an electrician, not a plumber, and you're not really very good at reading the IFUs, get a friend in, get a couple of friends in who can help you. Just look at these things and say, something, mum, aunt, uncle, I think it may just be something else. And then if you still want to, like I said, you can go to someone like one of the paranormal groups that's got a multitude of skills, and the thing that that you think it could be, you can hand it to them and say, you're quite good at this, aren't you? Can you come and just check whether it's this or whether it's really happening? So Mystic John Paranormal with one more video. Help! Is my house haunted? Like and subscribe.